I never believed in ghosts, or at least I told myself that. The rational part of my brain clung to reason, the logic. Strange noises could be explained away. Shadows were just a trick of the light. I had an answer for everything until I moved into that house. It was an old Victorian, the kind with impossibly high ceilings, winding hallways, and rooms that seemed too big for their own good. I got it for a steal, almost too cheap. The real estate agent, a pale, nervous woman, had been eager to finalize the sale. She hadn't told me much about the house's history, only that it had been vacant for years. I didn't press for details. The first few nights were uneventful. The house groaned and settled as old houses do, and I convinced myself that the strange chill in the air was just due to poor insulation. But then I started noticing it. The door at the end of the hallway. I hadn't given it much thought at first. It was just another room in the house, another space to store forgotten things. But something about it was wrong. Unlike the others, it had no keyhole, just a plain brass handle, tarnished with age. It was locked when I moved in. I had assumed it was a storage closet, but no matter how much I searched, I couldn't find a key for it. The first time I tried the handle, a deep nauseating dread pulled in my stomach. The moment my fingers brushed against the cold metal, a shiver ran through me. Like something inside didn't want me there. I pulled my hand away quickly and laughed at myself. I didn't try again for a while. The longer I stayed in the house, the more aware I became of that door. Every time I walked past it, I felt the weight of it, as if something on the other side was waiting, watching. At night I swore I could hear soft sounds from behind it, shuffling like feet on wood, faint breathing. Once as I passed by on my way to bed, I thought I could hear a whisper. I told myself it was nothing, just my imagination. Houses make noises. Old wood shifts, that's all. Then one night I woke up to the sound of the doorknob rattling. I sat up in bed, my pulse hammering in my throat. The house was silent except for that noise, soft, deliberate, as if someone was trying to turn the handle, testing it. My breath caught in my chest. I waited listening. Then it stopped. I barely slept that night. The next morning I stood in front of the door again, heart pounding. The brass handle was colder than before. I pressed my ear to the wood, holding my breath, silence. I decided enough was enough. I had to open it. I searched the house again, every drawer, every cupboard, every possible hiding place for a key. Nothing. I tried calling the real estate agent, but my calls went straight to voicemail. And that night I heard it again, the rattling. This time it was louder, more insistent, and then 3 knocks. Knock, knock, knock. I couldn't move, my body locked up, frozen in sheer terror. The air in the room felt thick, oppressive, like something was pressing down on me. Then the handle turned, not a slow testing motion like before. This time it jerked violently, as if someone or something on the other side was trying to force its way out. I jumped out of bed, grabbing the heaviest thing I could find, a lamp, and ran for the hallway. The door was shaking in its frame, the handle twisting left and right, the knocking turning into a frantic pounding. And then, just as suddenly as it started, it stopped. The silence that followed was deafening. I stood there for what felt like hours, staring at the door, waiting for something, anything to happen, but nothing did. Eventually I forced myself to move, backing away slowly, never turning my back on it, until I was safely in my room with the door locked. I didn't sleep. The next day I made the decision to leave. I didn't care about losing money on the house. I didn't care about anything except getting out. Before I could go, I had to try one last thing. I needed to see what was inside. I grabbed a hammer and a screwdriver, determined to pry the lock open. The moment the tip of the screwdriver touched the keyhole, a freezing gust of air rushed from under the door, hitting me like a physical force. I staggered back, my breath fogging in the sudden chill. Then I heard it, A whisper, right against my ear. Let me out. I ran. I don't remember gathering my things. I don't remember driving away. All I know is I didn't stop until I was miles away from that place, shaking in my hands white-knuckled around the steering wheel. I never went back. I didn't sell the house. I couldn't. But I still check on the property records from time to time. No one else has moved in. No one ever does. But sometimes, late at night when I'm alone in my new apartment, I swear I hear it. Knock, knock, knock.